Hello and welcome everyone to Cars with Ben, a car channel that uploads weekly and tries to produce the best car content out there. In today's video, I'm going over the 5 best special edition MX5s, and I hope you can enjoy it. It goes from the Mark 1 to the Mark 4, and I will be talking about some of my favourite special editions that were released in when the Mark 1 started to the Mark 4. I hope you can enjoy it, so do consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're new, and I go over weekly car content that is trying to be the best on YouTube. Let's get straight into it. Jumping in with number 1, the Arctic Edition. So the Arctic Edition is a car I actually own. It came in Mark 2 and Mark 4 forms, and it was released early around 2003, 2004. And it was an edition that was made for the UK. It was from around 2000 or less models, I believe, for the first one, which is the one I have. It was created for the UK market, and it was designed to be sort of used in all weathers, hence the Arctic name. And it definitely can do that, but you wouldn't want to. It's more for the summer, of course, being an MX5. And I just love this car because it's got all the features that you want on a Mark II that didn't have it on the previous ones. So it had to make the list because I own one, but also because it is a fantastic little car and probably one of the best Mark IIs on the market and steadily rising in price as well. Number 2, the ND 30th anniversary. So the ND 30th anniversary was released as, you probably guessed it, the 30th anniversary of the Mazda MX5 brand. It was created from the Mark IV to become a special edition in the coupe, and I think this one had to make the cut because it was orange and black, which is a fantastic spec. It definitely has the nice look. I think that's what was particularly attractive. And in terms of performance, it has the top end, so you are getting the best performance for the money. Of course, these were really expensive and sold out very quickly because of their special editions. But I do believe they were released in the US as well, so they are a fair amount of them. Moving in at number 3 is a Jasper Cronin. The Jasper Cronin was a really difficult one to get hold of, and if you've never heard of it, it's because it was created for the UK market. So this is a car that was created as a fashion statement from the man Jasper Cronin. It was sort of a platinum and aluminium grey and sort of silver and black look that was designed to be a bit more a fashionable MX5. However, there wasn't really a lot to it, but because it's so rare and because it's so unique, I had to put it in this list, because it is still a cool MX5, and it had those special rims, as you can see there. Number 4, the Mazda Speed Roadster. So, if not the best one on this list, the most desirable is the Mazda Speed Roadster. It definitely was one of the most popular and probably best Mark IIs out there, and the reason for this is because it had such a well-known look, and particularly being in red, it was based off the RX-7 and it had the turbo. So that made it the speed that everyone wanted from the Mark II. Now the Mark II was slow, but it was still a good car. So what they did here was they increased the horsepower and made a sort of body kit special where it just looked sportier and just sat more planted on the road. Now these are ranging in around the just under 10 grand price now because they are so popular and rare, and probably the most popular icon of the Mark II. And they obviously only made this one for the Mark II. There was no other editions. And for me, it's probably, alongside the Arctic, the best Mark II you can buy. However, it is the most expensive. But you are probably getting the most powered version at its stock form, as well as that just cool, sporty look that we all want in a Mark II. Again, here's another one in grey. I think it looks fantastic because it has that uniqueness and body kit that you can really just adapt over time. And in this, they did different colours, but this one is still a special Mazda Speed version. It obviously comes with that 1.6 turbo, which increases the horsepower incredibly. And I think the engine bay on this is particularly very clean. So I really like this one, and it has to be up there for the top of my list for the special editions. At number 4, the MX5 BBR. The MX5 BBR started life in 1990 as a Mark I, and then they started doing them as Mark IIIs and Mark IVs. However, they were really expensive due to their turbo and tuned versions. Now, the Mark one set off the trend because it had that speed, and again, it was less so of a special edition and more of an order model to be run, and it just got more popular. And as you can see, the spec is fantastic. I think it looks really good in its black and white form, and to be honest, I don't like Mark III's, but it definitely looks great in the Mark III as well. So definitely check those out, although they are very expensive just because of their special edition version. I think it does have a more unique look on the road, and that's why it became so popular, and for that reason it had to be added to the special edition list. And finally, the best possible one of them all, maybe, of the Mark 1s, the V Roadster Special. The V Roadster Special definitely, for me, is one of my favourite Mark 1s out there. It came in green and this particular like weird beige, strangely quite nice brown interior, and of course it was an import, so it had to be it just was perfect, the perfection of a Mark 1. And for me, that's why it's the best Mark 1 on ever made. But it did lay the foundations for the customization and the scene that it came after, and I think this one allowed the presence to be known. I particularly really enjoyed this one just because it's got that wooden steering wheel that is just so unique, and just for me this is awesome. It's a very well sought after car now, and the prices are obviously ranging around 6-7 grand, so particularly for a low model version like with no rust as well, which is something that you want to look out for on the Mark 1s, being so old. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've been Cars with Ben. I make weekly car content to put out there to the world, and because I love cars and I just enjoy doing this content. If you do like my content, consider subscribing and comment down below what your favourite special edition is, just so I can know what you think. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.